I grew up in a forgotten town, and I felt so comfortable there, but at the same time, I felt uncomfortable getting my hopes up, getting my dreams up, dreaming too big, so to speak. Fortunately for me, it was music, and it was individuals like my cousin Lisa that would pour into me. They poured into me the power of possibility. So I can remember she would always call me the maestro, M-I-C-E, because my name is Mickey, and she'd say, maestro, you're going to do big things. She'd say, your message and your music is going to speak to the world. And I need you to understand that's a big dream for a little fella in a forgotten community. But Lisa was phenomenal. So anything that she said to me, I believed it was possible, no matter how absurd or ridiculous it may have sounded to anybody else. She was just that type of person. And that's important because I believe she was my sound adult. And every child is one sound adult away from discovering their own personal sound of success. So that's why it's up to us to be a sound, to change the world. And to be honest, I grew up to be a young adult. I was the first in my family to graduate college, and I was teaching as an educator in the community, and I was living the life, I thought. But then I saw something that changed my life forever. On January 26, 2014, that dream came back and spoke to me via television. I'm watching the TV, I'm watching the Grammys live, and I'm seeing Ken Knappenberger receive the first ever Grammy Music Education Award on the live Grammy telecast. And I thought to myself, that's interesting. That's pretty cool. But I never imagined in a million years that could have been something for me. I had a trouble dreaming big even at that young adult stage in my life. But unbeknownst to me, somebody nominated me for that very award the following year. And I can remember going to Lisa and telling her about this possibility. And she doubled down on it. She was like, I see you winning this award. I see your message and your music speaking to the world. So there I am. I end up making it to the top 10 finals. National award, Grammy Music Educator, y'all. Made it to the top 10. And it was in the finals that I lost. So running on adrenaline, I come back in again. I go back in a second time. I compete and I lose. I come back a third time. Back in the game again. I compete and I lose. I go back a fourth time. I compete again and I lose. Then something happened. Maybe it was all those years of people like Lisa pouring into me and believing me and encouraging me. Something happened where I began to dream. I began to imagine that I could do this. I'm like, man, this is possible. Matter of fact, so much so that I literally had a dream that I was going to win this Grammy Award. And I saw it vividly, how it was going to happen. So, of course, I go back to my girl. I go back to my cousin Lisa, and I tell her, hey, this is what's going to happen. And I'll never forget, she looked at me and she said, I told you, maestro. Now just do it. And that's just how she was. She was just like, hey, go be about the business. So I did it. I go back a fifth year. And guess what? I lose again. Now this one hurt a little bit more because I told you before I used to have a hard time getting my hopes up, getting my dreams up. So here I am. I've gotten my expectation up to have it just crush. So I'm disappointed. I'm frustrated. I'm even a little humiliated because I believed that I was going to win this thing. But the worst part of it all was I looked around and I saw the people that I cared about the most, my family, were hurt by this loss because they believed too. So I made up my mind. I said, I'm not doing this again. I'm not going through this type of disappointment. So I called Lisa and I told her that after 5 years of competing for this and dreaming for this, I'm giving up. I'm not doing this again. And her response to me was something that I'll never forget. She said, maestro, keep on going. Now, you have to understand those words are extremely significant to me because that's the title of a children's book that I authored and that I illustrated. That's based on the story of how I discovered my sound in music and my purpose and my passion. Now I share that story for my students, the kids that I teach and reach, to never give up on their dreams. So how are you going to argue with your own words? See, that was the wisdom of Lisa, man. She hit me with something I couldn't argue with. So I said, okay, I'm going to keep on going. How do you argue with your own words? She made me promise two things. Number one, that I wouldn't quit. And number two, that I'd wear my signature. Now, when I say signature, see, I grew up a little dorky little dude, man. And Lisa saw that I had the gifting and the skill on the sax, but she said, you need some coolness, man. So she would buy me different things. And one of the things that she did was she bought me these hats. She bought me my first hat. And there was a particular hat that she bought that I had not worn. And she made me promise that I would wear this hat for my next Grammy submission. So I did that. I went ahead and I wore the hat, and I wore the color red because that was another color that she picked out because she knew I was a big MJ fan. Now MJ, we're not talking about Mickey Smith Jr. We're talking about Michael Jordan. We're talking about Michael Jackson. That was like my big things back in the day. So I wore the red, I wore the hat. And on June 20th, I sent her a text message that simply said, hey, we're gonna win, because I wore the hat. And she hit me back with a little response. I had no idea that as I walked onto a stage to perform, I would receive the message on June 22nd that Lisa had passed away from colon cancer. She was the one that believed in me. How can the person that support your dreams be gone when you're at the point where, you're trying to see those dreams still be fulfilled? But amazingly enough, September that same year, 2019, I made the top 25 for the Grammy Award. Fast forward, December, same year, 2019, I made the national finals again for the third time. But on January the 26th, 2020, 6 years to the day that I saw Ken Knappenberger take home the first Grammy Music Education Award, I found myself right there in Los Angeles, California, in the Staples Center, holding the hand of Alicia Keys and being honored as the Grammy Music Educator of the Year in front of an audience of millions around the globe. An audience that now has afforded me an opportunity to train, to reach, to teach, to advocate, encourage, and inspire educators across the world with my message and music, just like Lisa said. Now, I don't share this to impress you, but to impress upon you that you might be saying, hey, Mickey, I failed in the past. Well, I'm here to tell you that's no reason to fear failure. Fact of the matter is you can make failures as long as you don't make the fail yours. And a loss, it's just a lesson as long as you keep on going. Because every opportunity is another opportunity for another opportunity. You just have to make up your mind to keep on going. Growing up in that forgotten community, giving up was something I did way too often and way too easily until I discovered my sound through music. Teaching music has taught me so much. It reminds me each and every day that life is this arduous journey. It's tough, y'all. It's rough, but it's a hero's journey. And it's one that you're well equipped to take and to make as long as you don't give up, as long as we keep on going. And to be perfectly honest with you, had I won that Grammy that first year, I would not have been the version of myself that I needed to be to handle a national title. That's why I needed to keep on going. So I could be refined, so that I could keep on growing. And for me, the journey continues. I hope more than anything, my story, my sound, is a sound reminder to everyone not to fear failure. See, I don't fear the word no as much as I respect the opportunity of yes. There's a lot of questions, a lot of doubts, a lot of fears that will keep you up at night. But there's no question that's greater, no question that's more frightening than the one that says, what if I didn't keep on going? That's what I think about. What if I didn't listen to Lisa? What if I had given up? So today, I want to challenge you to turn down the noise of self-doubt and of distraction and discover the sound of your potential, of your promise, of your purpose. Make your next steps the best steps. Make your dreams sound, make your actions epic, and I promise you, your legacy will be significant because your significance is your sound. So keep on going. discover your sound and discover the power of your possibilities.